So, starting this video off, I've put this little, I don't know if you call it a nipple or what, but in this block off plate, the plug, I guess you call it a plug, well, the plug that was in here blew out, and it was letting the exhaust blow up through here, and it sounded like one of them, I don't know, like a beater or something driving up down the road. It sounded like a turd, but or like you had a really bad exhaust leak, which I guess in a way I really did. But when I first heard it, I thought it was my, I don't know if you feel focus. I thought it was my exhaust had come loose from the turbo. Thought the clamp had come loose, but then when I looked, the more I looked, I finally found this hole back here that the plug had come out, that come from in this block off plate from the factory, where you could put, I guess, EGT sensor or something, and luckily it didn't go in and get my turbo. But yeah, that's what I have been working on. Finally found something to fit. That was just the closest plug I could find at a auto parts store where I was at, and it wouldn't thread down into it very far, but it's pretty tight. But yeah, that's what I've been doing right now, trying to get that block off plate plugged up. And I've had my wheels and tires now for probably a good week and a half, 2 weeks, and run a few hundred miles on them. So far they're holding up great. And the wheels, I really like the wheels, except for as you can see right in there, it's already cracked, and they're really hard to keep clean. But I've been using that Dr. Beasley's. I use the wash and then the wheel seal to help make it easier to keep them clean and help protect them from the brake dust and all that. And I think if I can get 20, or if I can get 30,000 miles out of these tires, I'd say I'll be doing good. But if I rotate them every 3,000 miles, I think that that'll be the best bet for these type tires, to get the best wear out of them. But yeah, I definitely like the wheels, other than these pieces right here breaking real easy. And I like the tires actually ride better than the stock tires did. Much more comfortable ride, but which this truck was set up to have 80 pounds of pressure, or 80 pounds of air in the back tires stock, and these tires came with 35. So I'm having even with the wheel sensors coming in this thing, the lights are still on the inside of the truck, which I can show. I think I can show you that in a minute. But yeah, I'll never be able to pump these up to 80 to reach that. But I just want to make a short video to show you how the wheels have been doing, if you all are thinking about getting some wheels and tires. But I like these pretty good so far. I wouldn't say I recommend these as a high mileage tire, as you can tell. I mean, from any mud tire, I mean, you're not going to get as much as some of these highway tires and things. But I don't know, they may outlast what I think, but I think I'll have to keep them rotated fairly frequent. And I just don't think they're going to be no 60,000 mile tire. But I'm happy with them so far. They ride good, and I'm happy that there's no rub. And as far as that, I can't have any complaints, especially with the looks. They're just really hard to keep clean. But I'll take you around here and show you what I was talking about with the you probably won't be able to see them top white lines and stuff are very good, but it's showing that the front needs to have 60 pounds and the back needs to have 80. And as you can see, they're around 35 and 36, except for the front left tire, it's 33. Probably need to bump it up a couple pounds, but that is what they sent me from the factory where they put my wheels and tires together. And around 35 with these tires seems to be the sweet spot as far as comfort goes. Now I might bump them up maybe 10 pounds as far as the rear when it's time for me to start hauling a little bit of hay, but and you know, pulling my cattle trailer and stuff. But I'm not going to be doing any extreme heavy hauling, so right now, so I won't have to really worry about busting a tire or something. Like when I was talking about the tire weight and stuff, weight range on these being lower than my factory tires, but they ride really good like this at 35 pounds if it's just going to be your daily driver for a while. But like I said, before I tow very much, I'll probably bump them up to 45. I can't remember if the max PSI was like 55 or something with these. I'm not sure, but that's probably what I'll run them at. But other than this thing, what y'all have to do is really go out and go to that, and the only thing I have up is that yellow light right there, and that engine light over there will go off once I start it because it's not running. But I can look at the yellow light to, you know, to have these tires. That don't bother me. And once I switch these back off, I will switch them off for the winter time. And I know that sounds crazy to switch the mud tires off for the snow, but I don't want to. They get salt happy around here, and I don't want to have these wheels ruined. But so I'll probably put my stock tires back on for the winter time, so I don't have to be out here cleaning every day to keep the salt off my wheels. But yeah, just wanted to make a short video and show you about that block off plate and how these tires were doing after a few hundred miles. As you can see, they can't really tell much about the wear. I mean, I can tell that the front is probably going to start rounding off, and the lugs, I'd say, will start getting uneven after a few thousand miles. But keep them rotating, I think they'll be fine for a while. But there'll be more videos to come soon. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.